Yang Amat Berhormat Chief Minister Guan, in the Bulletin Mutiara published by your Penang State Government, dated 4th March 2013, the Penang State Secretary announced the shareholding of the consortium Zenith BUCG Sdn Bhd, which was appointed as a special purpose vehicle SPV to undertake the massive undersea tunnel project was as follows. Zenith Construction Sdn Bhd and China Railway Construction Corporation 70%. Beijing Urban Construction Group 10%. Sri Tinggi Sdn Bhd 10% and Jutras 10%. In 2013, Guan, you even said in Chinese, this is a very serious project. We have awarded the contract to two giant construction firms from China, namely CRCC, which is famed for constructing the Qinghai-Tibet railway line, and BUCG, which is famous for the Beijing Olympics landmark Bird's Nest Stadium. Again, Bulletin Mutiara reported that the evaluation of this tender was based on the technical strength and financial capability of the SPV, with its total collective pay-up capital, which your State Secretary said 4.6 billion ringgit. After the promise given by you, Penang people seem to believe what you have promised. They hold you to your words. Today, the Companies Commission of Malaysia, SSM, has it in black and white that the BUCG and CRCC have since disappeared. CRCC has never been, and BUCG is no longer a shareholder in the SPV. We are in great shock because just a few days ago, CRCC went on record to deny ever being a shareholder or developer of the undersea tunnel SPV. Why has the shareholding changed? According to the announcement by the state government, the SPV has gone through the two processes of the so-called open tender. First, pre-qualification, and second, request for proposal RFP. Look here, Zenith Construction Sdn Bhd was only less than 3 months old then when your Penang state government invited it to participate in the pre-qualification. On the second process, which is the request for proposal RFP, even more interesting is that the consortium Zenith BUCG Sdn Bhd was only registered on the 5th July 2012, a mere 1 day before your Penang state government invited consortium Zenith BUCG for the request for proposal RFP on the 6th of July 2012. Yes, CM Guan, you may argue that they formed the consortium just 1 day before to make it to the tender. However, bear in mind that your state secretary said the consortium was selected based on their financial and technical strength of CRCC and BUCG. The Penang State Secretary, via Bulletin Mutiara, reported that collective paid-up capital of the SPV was 4.6 billion ringgit. But without the participation of CRCC and BUCG, the actual capital of the other component of the SPV is actually only 8.2 million ringgit. Zenith Construction, without CRCC, is only 3.5 million. Sri Tinggi Sdn Bhd, 3.7 million, and Jutras Sdn Bhd 1 million, total 8.2 million. Please explain why today the shareholding of the SPV currently is as follows. Zenith Construction Sdn Bhd 47.12%, Jutras Sdn Bhd 0.75%, Kenanga Nominis Tempatan Sdn Bhd 38.92%, and Vertis Berhad, which is formerly known as Warrior Holdings Berhad, the fashion company, 13.21%. It is obvious that the two giant construction firms are not part of the SPV now. Why has the paid-up capital of the SPV fallen from 4.6 billion ringgit on the 4th of March 2013 to 70.5 million ringgit today? Please explain, CM Guan Eng. What say you? CM Guan Eng, you proudly show that you have the documents in black and white declaring CRCC's acknowledgement of commitment as an agreement. Please explain, how did an acknowledgement of commitment become a legally binding agreement? If the acknowledgement of commitment is a legally binding agreement, where is the stamping of the documents as required for any agreement? And which is the court of arbitration to arbitrate disputes? How can an agreement be signed if the undersea tunnel project and the three major roads have not even been finalized or approved by the related authorities, including the Department of Environment, DOE, on the EIA? Without details, the agreement cannot be finalized or signed, since you clearly cannot equate an acknowledgement of commitment as a stamp agreement. You must come clean and admit you misrepresented a not legally binding document as an agreement. The acknowledgement of commitment is only an MOU sign, or rather a letter of comfort or a letter of support. It is not an agreement per se. In these two latest SSM searches, it has been revealed that both CRCC and BUCG are not at all represented anywhere in the consortium and thus are not in the SPV. And there is a significant difference between SPV and the subsequent contractor which obtains a construction job from the SPV. The state government can only hold the SPV liable for any failure in completing the three major roads and undersea tunnel. In other words, the state government does not have a contractual nexus with the said contractor, but only with the SPV. If the SPV fails to pay the contractor can just abandon the job with no obligations to complete. CM Guan Eng, don't try to confuse the people. In conclusion, there are many issues that the Penang state government have failed to respond or given a satisfactory answer. CM Guan Eng, you repeatedly said that not a single cent has been paid, but your own EXCO member, Lim Hock Seng, on the 19th March 2017, when replying in the Penang State Assembly, said that a land swap has been identified to the value of 208 million ringgit. Now, the said land has been developed and the sales of properties for the City of Dream are ongoing. Aren't you aware of that? Another issue. Why is the consultancy cost for one simple road more expensive than the consultancy cost for an undersea tunnel, which is much more difficult to construct? The consultancy fees for the dual carriageway linking Tanjung Bunga to Teluk Bahang, which stretches 10.5 kilometers, of which 8 kilometers are above ground with 5 interchanges, is 120 million ringgit. But its construction cost is 378 million ringgit. Thus, the consultancy fees for a simple road is equivalent to 31.75% of its construction cost, whereas the cost for the tunnel, which is 10 times higher, 3.6 billion ringgit, and yet the undersea tunnel's consultancy fee is lower, only 96 million ringgit. Why is this so? Yang Amat Berhormat Guan Eng, please look at this report. if not a single cent was paid as you insist, please explain and give a breakdown as to how Consortium Zenith reaped an after-tax profit of 60 million ringgit for the financial year ended 31st August 2015. As per the summary of financial information submitted to and published by SSM. Please bear in mind, Consortium Zenith was incorporated for the sole purpose of constructing the undersea tunnel and the 3 major roads. So far, it has only conducted studies and not commenced any construction at all, but has gained a significant profit of 60 million ringgit. Again, Yang Amat Berhormat Guan Eng, what say you?